Hey, right guys, like I said in my previous video, this is my son's tank. He wanted to put some shrimp in there and skeep it. So today I'm just going to be putting some substrate and sand on top. I wasn't going to be doing the sand today, but because my badger catfish in my Chieffoot has been acting a little bit weird, it's been staying out of the sand, not burying itself. Just not sure if it's being disturbed by some of the other fish. So I might put him in here instead of the shrimp. He'll be fine in this little tank if I just put enough substrate down so he can bury himself way in there and hide himself. He'll be perfectly fine. I wouldn't even put the light on that much. I need to see if he's okay and to feed him. That'll be about that for that word. So what I'll do is I'll pause this camera. We'll move it around somewhere so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, and we'll get on with it. Right. I decided to change locations and do it on the table here. Again, don't tell my girlfriend. Shh. It's fine, she won't know. So in this bucket, let's see here, I've got some gravel, some lava rock in there that's going to be grounded up, and some aqua soil. So I just thought, if I do end up putting shrimp in there, it'll be fine with growing the plants and stuff. And by looking at this, I thought I did a good job of cleaning this out, just giving it a quick rinse. But having a quick look at this, it's pretty disgusting. I'm just gonna pause you there and I'm just gonna go and get some stuff to clean it. Right, and back here we are. So it's marvelous things what you can do with a filter. So this is a filter sponge, just a generic one. You can use it to scrub. It actually takes it all off. If I bring you closer, you might be able to see how bad the detritus is, or at least the rubbish on here. You see all that? Yeah, you can see that. So yeah, that'll take all that off. I'll show you. Right, so a window cleaner, glass cleaner, window cleaner, what do you call it? And just a quick scrub. And it gets off most of it. So a really good idea, especially if you just clean the algae off the glass. I'll also do that as well. And it just comes right off now. If you do use glass cleaner like I just did, you've just got to make sure it's nice and dry before you put anything in it, because obviously that glass cleaner fluid will stay in here and poison your tank. So I'm giving it a good dry so I can get all of it out. And that's nice and dry. I'm just going to go over it once more. You can see how good it is. Looks like the outside needs another little spritz. Okay, another little for the outside. There's that, and it's done. Right, let me just show you. Hopefully you can see the difference. It's not 100%, but I found it was. You can see through it now without any grain. Cool. Right, which way is it? That's the front. Right, so scoopy time. Don't know if I'll be using all this gravel and aqua soil and lava rock. I'll definitely be using quite a lot of it. So the reason for the gravel in there, the stones, these are little pea-shooting stones like this, that is just to make sure that it doesn't clump up and start smelling and toxifies the water, and you have to change it within about 6 months time. So this is just to make sure that doesn't happen. And I've got a tool to spread this out. I'm going to get my tool. First time using it. Got it. Oh. See, tool for that. Spread it out. So when you're doing this, you just got to make sure you know where you're going to be viewing the tank from. So you don't actually want to see maybe that stuff there. If I make it a little more obvious. So you don't really want it, don't necessarily want to see that on the side. So if you're going to be seeing it from this side or whatever side, just make sure you're putting it away from the glass here, and then you just put some sand there and you won't see it. So where am I going to be putting this? Let's have a look. So yeah, somebody's going to be able to see it from both sides. And from the front. So let's pull away from the front a little bit too. And as nice as flat as I can. Because it's not actually a big space to be doing an escape on, but you know, it's not so bad. So that'd be the front, so you can't really see the sand at the front there. The substrate I've done. So I'll pour the sand I've just got over there in these little crevices and build up a little bit. Most were a bit too thick really for this size of a tank. So do you know what? I'm actually going to take some of this out. See if that will do. See if that's better. So it's not going to be viewed from the back, so I'm not too worried about this being up here. I don't mind that being there, just push that from there. Right, so well, just in case you didn't hear me with the noise of the clacking, there, it's not going to be seen from the back, so it doesn't really matter if you can see that there now. I'm just going to pull this, just pulling this forward. Try this flat, that's it, that's better. I've mounded up a little bit, but what I'll do is I'll bring you over so you can see what I'm talking about by bringing it away from the glass. Just going to finish doing what I'm doing, and I'll bring you there. So that's what I mean by bringing it away from the side here. Let's just do that. So you just get your little tool, you even can use a credit card, debit card, one of those useless loyalty cards you have, or just your hand, and just pull it away. And just like this, yeah? And then just flatten it out. And it's all good there. So I'll just go get the sand and I'll start building it up. Right. Got some, is it fine coarse sand? So it's relatively medium coarse, I think, by the looks of that. Very good stuff. Use it in one of my other tanks. So what we do is we'll tip it down the sides where I made these little spaces, first of all, so you don't push the substrate back into the space you don't want it in. So I'm just going to sprinkle it in. These plastic measuring jugs, weight in gold these are. These are really good. Get them from pretty much any supermarket or kitchenware place for a couple of quid. I have about 6 of these. I use them for all sorts of things. You won't believe how useful they are for all sorts. From changing water to storing stuff. It's pretty good things. Right. So now they're all at the same level. I'll start putting some on top. but we want it thick here, so that this substrate underneath here, underneath the sand, doesn't come back up. Because for such a small amount of water, for water volume, this will be quite a bad thing. And make it quite murky and dirty. You'd have to keep changing the water until it sort of subsides. We just need a bit more thicker in the middle there. Won't do any harm to the fish or whatever you put in, but it'll just make the water a bit rubbishy. And let's see. I really want to try and get that as slow as I can. At the front here. That's banked up quite a lot. Where is it? There's some more there. So I'm just pulling it away from the front as before. And I just want some of the sand just to be, most of the sand to be at the back if I can. That's nice and clean front there. I'm just putting more on there because I can feel the aqua soil and stuff underneath as I move the sand around. I don't want to get too disturbed. I'm not sure. Let's put some more at the top here. So this amount of sand is just due to just in case I do put a banjo catfish. It does like to dig into substrate, into the sand here. But what I might do is get some more gravel from the shed and put some on top. Yeah, that's cool. I think that's good. So the gravel is just a mostly bank up here, just to stop the banjo catfish digging in here and actually moving all the stuff forward, if I get that there or not. So you just see what I've done now. I've banked it up to one side. You can just leave it level. We don't even need this amount of sand in there. You can, a third, half, if not more or less than this. You don't really need this at all, really. I've just got it just in case I decide to get the banjo catfish in here. And I just want to practice on how I'm doing aquascaping, as is with my second, third, fourth, fifth doing one. So yeah, that looks cool. And this will be my proper one. I've got one bogwood in my 2 foot. I found some bogwood that I did completely forgot. I think most of this will be too big. I do have this. I could break it and have, I'm sure that still would fit, so I break it here sort of thing. And maybe have it right there. Does that actually work? That looks really cool. So have it look something like that. That looks wicked like that. So I've just got to break it somewhere just there. See if I can do it by hand. If not, I've got a jigsaw upstairs, electric jigsaw. Could use that, I suppose, be easier. You know. Quickness. Ooh. There we go. A bit more off than I wanted. But I think that'll still work just fine. We just move that like that. That's it. So go around. So I just put it like that. Just to see. Sorry about the reflections, but this is my front room. Okay, we can see that. I might have to steal some stones from my 2 foot to put in here. I have a couple just off to the side, like you've got a dragon stone here and a piece of slate. Let's make sure this is okay. He's got, because this piece was outside, I'm just making sure there's nothing crawling all over it, any larvae, you know, all that type of stuff you're not supposed to put in the tank. What is that? I'll go wash that. Be back. Right, I'm back. Oh, let's notice I still left it on cord. Never mind. So this piece looks awesome. I'm not sure how long I could do it so it stands like that way. Kinda. Oh, that's a good way. So maybe like that. I might not have this at all, really. So maybe there. So a nice glue point there. That looks gnarly. Let's just move this a bit further towards the front. Yeah, possibly so have a proper look at it. Looks cool. It's different wood, so if you don't like that look, I could always just put this in there in a different angle. Let's see if that's going to work better. So back in there. Let's have a look at this one. Obviously, the things the fish I'm going to be putting here don't need a lot of swim room. Catfish just needs space to burrow. It looks a bit weird at the front, so I can show you what I'm looking at. So this one here, so it looks, to me it looks a little weird. You can see if I can move it around. Just going to show you. So I'll just see if I can move that around. Right, let's see what we can do with this. That looks a bit weird. I think it looks cool like that. That does mean I would need a different type of light. Let's see. Might have to break that one off there, possibly. Just to move it forward. Just going to break this one off here, so I can get a bit, just going to twist it then. It's always better to break if you can, because cutting it makes it look quite unnatural. It looks really weird, like let's this piece here. You see that? It looks quite odd. It doesn't look nice in the tank. Let's see. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. This looks really weird, this end, see if I can put... That's it, that's better. Yeah, that's much better. This looks good. There we go. I think that'll do for the words. Might still put the other piece in there that I said the words, but I think that looks actually really good like that. Really happy. Now, does this other piece find itself in there. I think I've been a bit optimistic with that one. It's a bit definitely too big, doesn't even. No, definitely not. I kind of like this piece as a whole. Oh, this look better than the two that I've got in there. So something like that. I think like this way kind of looks like a Star Trek warship type thing. It look good like that. Or should we out the other two? Just having a little look. That would look cool, I should think, in there. Just one piece of wood. I do like that as well. I think I'm going to stick with that as I've cut it and broke it. Let's just move some of this sand away from the front again. Let's just move as we've been messing around with the scape. I just got to get the glue off because that looks really bad underwater. Let's see if I can get this off without too much damaging the rock. So a loud noise coming. It's still recording. Good. Don't try this at home. So I will be finishing this scape off with my son. I just wanted to get this bit done as I wasn't sure if he wanted to appear or not. And this bit is really difficult for him not to appear if he's going to help me out. So yeah, that should be okay like this. When you get Dragonstone, it's actually quite a clay-based stone, and in all these little holes, you have loads of red clay. You've just got to go in there, wash it out with some water, scrub it as much as you can, and make sure it's all nice and clean before you put it in the aquarium, your aquarium for the first time. This one's quite an old one. I've had this for a little while. So I've already done that. Just trying to get rid of all these glue points. Not sure what this is. Looks like glue as well. Looks like it could have been. I think I put some moss on it originally. I should have just stuck it there. So if I put this in the middle, somewhere underneath these two, so I can glue them to it. As long as I've got some glue, I'm sure I have somewhere. Let's see. That's it. So yeah, so I'll just weight this up more into the corner. So I'll just get that dragonstone up in the corner there, which helps this. Yeah, that still looks good. Yeah, so just trying to get as far as up as possible, and then it kind of looks like roots coming down. So I just think it needs to be up there. So it needs a bit more sand maybe. I think I'll need to get some more gravel just to make sure nothing decides to dig on it. high as I can like before. Just squidge it in. Oops. Somewhere like that, I think. That's it. So then it's sort of, that's the bank, and there are the roots that are coming down. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's the top of this. I'll have a lid on top of here. So then that's just the idea, is just to have some roots, or looking like roots, coming down, and then come down onto the rock there, which we'll use as a lovely anchor point. There is a fair few there. Yeah, looks good. And like I said, I think we'll need to put some stones in there. I think I've got some behind the tank, on my 4-foot tank. Put some there, glue it in, then do that. Much better idea. Right, see if I can find some glue. No idea where I'm going to go for that, but I'm sure I've got some somewhere. Right, I found some glue. Ta-da, some super glue. It is the liquid stuff, it's not the gel stuff, which is like what I should really be using, but yeah, needs must. And all that jazz. Boils up the kitchen well, because it's the liquid one. If it was a gel one, I'd just be doing it straight onto it. So try and make as tight as a ball as you can, really. You don't want to have it on show, and I doubt that I'll have a lot of plants. A nice one just there. So what I'll do is I'll put that there. Oh, I'll take that off. Measure. What I'll do is I'm going to put it there with some more actually, just to make sure. And then I'll put that on top, and then hopefully that'll be in the right place. And this is where you find out that it's all hardened. I think I've got another super glue somewhere, hopefully. If not, well, I'll have to pretty much stop it there, really. All gone off as. Shame, because it's quite. Let's see if running under hot water would help it. If not, I'll have a look for another one. I'm pretty sure I've got one. It's got some hot water there. Just going to put the lid on. Let's go for another rummage. Right, I've tried to heat it up just to see if I can get it more liquidy, if that's the word, but unfortunately it's not working, so I'll have to order some more. What I'll do is I'll just finish up, putting the wood in, putting those stones in down here. Hopefully that will stop that sand from moving down too much. Won't be filling it up today, obviously. On that, the filter for this is inside my 2-foot tank, and that's been running for nearly a week in there to keep the bacteria that's in the sponge running and looking good, and keeping alive. Thinking, should I put that in there as well? Try and get some of this glue off here that I put on here for maybe some more moss. I keep changing my mind about moss, if I like it or not. But again, don't try this at home. Wear proper eye gear. Don't do what I'm doing. I was just thinking, just having those points there and bringing out another little stone. Oh, I might steal one from there. There's one in there I could steal. That'll actually look quite nice with the dragonwood. Do you know what? I might just do that. It looks quite nice. Got nice yellow. I thought that might go with the sand and the dragon stone there. So don't just plonk it on the sand like that. Push it into the sand so it looks like it's been there for a little while. And then I might actually be able to put this up like this. There we go, something like that. That's good. Yeah. See if we can get actually the yellowy bit showing. So that's the yellow bit. That's the reason why I wanted it in there in the first place. Something like that. Don't worry about the sand being on the wood there when you put the water in. That'll just wash off. But just to make it look nice for you guys, I'll just brush it off as much as I can. And have another little look at that. I think that looks good. Right, I've washed some stones. This is Denley stones. I think this is the Rio one. Looks really cool. Lots of different shapes, lots of different colours, lots of different types of stones really. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, this looks really cool. I put some in there, but you can't see them because, you know, my Bristol Knives Pleco decided it did not like my scape and decided to change it. I'm just doing some around this stone here, just to make it look a little bit more natural and less sterile. You can have that look if you like. I personally don't like that look. And also some of this detritus, some fish poop and shrimp poop, if I have shrimp in here, will go into here and you won't be able to see it as much. It won't detract, make the tank look a bit dirty then. It'll look good. Try not to overthink it. I'm just thinking, where will the least flow be? I think just something like that. There we good. And then I'm going to do it down here, like I said. I'm going to build this bit up here, at the back here. And then it just looks like it's just fallen from the bank. That's the idea anyway. That kind of looks like it's just naturally just come down there. That's my idea. And then put this in here. I've now just got to remember to glue this down now. Hopefully I won't forget. And the planting, I'm just thinking about putting some at the back here. Some fast growing ones there. And then definitely put some Anubis because I've got a massive one in there that needs to be cut back. So I could put that just here. Or just here actually, and put a fern here, maybe in the middle. And some stem plants at the back. I think so, possibly. Let's see. If you have any suggestions of which ones, let me know. I think that will do. That's more than enough there. So I'm just going to make this look a little bit nicer. Just pull this down a little bit. These stones. Possibly some more at the front there. Thinking. Not many. Just keep having a look at the scape, see what you like the look of. Make sure it's what you want and like. I'm just going to put more here for the stem plants when I put them in, for them to something to grab onto. Because if I do have that banjo catfish in here, it will dig everything up. And I won't have any plants alive. So, yeah, I think that looks awesome. Well, that looks really cool. I'll give you a better look in a second once I put it on where I'm about to be putting that. That looks really cool. I like the fact that it looks like it's coming from the bank here. The stones that come down there and come forward and be washed away. And that's the roots from the tree. That's what I'm imagining anyway. That's going into the that's going into the river there. That looks cool like that. Awesome. Right. And I will be using these. I'm going to put them in here just to keep them somewhere so I know where they are. Alright, as you can see, I'll put it back now where I want it. So what do you reckon? I think it looks pretty cool. You've got the roots coming down from the tree at the top. And you've got the stones there coming from there. It's really good. Cool. This is a super fish tank. I've got a heater that I think will go on the back, and then the filter here. I might see if I can squeeze it on that end so you don't see it as much, and then I can put the heater here then. Again, so you can't see it as much when you're looking at it straight on. Right, I'm just going to give it another little quick clean on the top. As I just noticed the top is a bit dirty too. And then I can show you around properly. And here's the scape done, finished. Just let me know what you think. Would you done it this way? Would you use one of the other woods in a different place? Let me know. It's going to look awesome when I get some plants in there. Got to remember to glue it, because otherwise that wood will float. It's quite light. And then hopefully be able to see this yellow on this stone here, so it'll close. So it looks relatively similar to the dragon wood there, the orange. It's going to look good. As I said, I'm going to try and get the heater on this side, and then the filter on here. It's right there. And then you won't be able to see them as much, hopefully. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the filter there, but we'll give it a go. I'll try. So this is what I mean, like if you go around the side here, all you can see, oh, can't we see, you can't, but you've got the sand, that's just sand that side. All down there, so you can't actually see what I've done, which is what I was on about. On this side you can see a bit better maybe. So you can't see the aqua soil, lava rocks and stones up underneath there. Well, that's the end of part 1. We'll be doing part 2. We'll be filling it up with water, obviously, and putting some plants in. And I had a bit of an issue with this. I'll let you know in part 2. So don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.